The little ones will lead you to Fontaine, but you must protect them.
Welcome back, Amiibros, to Bioshock. In the last episode, we became a full-on Big Daddy, and in this episode, we'll be navigating this little sister through the Proving Grounds, and doing some last-minute cleanup before we finally encounter the big bad himself, Fontaine. So right here, I'm going to be swapping out Winter Blast for Electrobolt, because trust me, we're going to need it for an upcoming section of this level. And speaking of which, I'm not going to beat around the bush when I say that this level is absolutely terrible. Like, I'm not even kidding. I do not like this level at all. With Point Prometheus, one could make the argument that my problems with that level were subjective, and that I'm in the minority while the vast majority enjoy that level. And you know what? That's fine. You do you. It's not my job to criticize something you legitimately have fun with. That's not who I am or ever plan on being. The point of this channel is to discuss aspects of a game that I legitimately love, as well as dislike for various reasons, and stir up discussion between myself and the person watching. That's the whole point of this channel, and I never want to foster that type of an environment where you're admonished for speaking your mind.
You up with that wife and child bit. Oh, me poor Moira. I me wee baby Patrick. Maybe one day I'll get me a real family. They play well with the suckers.
In other news, Fontaine is a piece of shit human being that's really asking to get whacked with my icy wrench. Oh, don't worry, that's coming up soon, I promise. But in the meantime, let me discuss what you'll be doing in Proving Grounds, as well as the problems that stem from what you're doing in Proving Grounds. So, in case you couldn't tell by now, you'll be escorting this little sister to open up specific doors that will lead you closer to Fontaine. Yes, Proving Grounds, the whole level, is a giant escort mission, which already has it on the wrong foot. Not that games having escort missions automatically qualify them as bad. There are games that do escort missions really well, like Bioshock Infinite and The Last of Us. Those games are good examples of how to do an escort mission right. It's just the way Bioshock 1 handles this escort mission leaves a lot to be desired. Now you might be wondering why I've been laying down so many trap bolts, proximity mines, and utilizing plasmids that are meant to halt the progress of splicers. That's because along your way of escorting this little sister to get to Fontaine, there will be about 3 corpses in the test subject zones that the little sister will try to siphon Adam out of, and it is your job to protect her from being killed by the splicers. Apparently, Suchong's mental conditioning for the little girls didn't wear off, and they feel the need to siphon Adam out of them. Now, don't get your hopes up thinking that, ooh, if they siphon Adam out of these corpses, that means I get that Adam, right? Wrong. You do not get a lick of Adam that the little sisters gather from these test subjects, making it just there to pad out time and waste ammo on the splicers that want that little sister. That sounded wrong, but you know what I mean. I don't get why they didn't allow us to have the Adam that the little sister gathered from the corpses. It would have made these sections a lot more tolerable and rewarding by the end of it all. Just saying. And speaking of protecting the little sister, I recommend you be very diligent and quick with where you place your proximity mines, your trap bolts, target dummies, whatever, because it does not take much for the splicers to kill the little sister. It only takes a few hits. I mean, go figure, right? Despite that big health bar, it's still a little girl going up against crazy people wielding electrified pipes, fishhooks, and machine guns. Of course she's not going to be able to take it all on the chin and keep on walking, you know? Also, if you happen to spot a security turret, make a beeline for it and hack it immediately. Because while it will not target you specifically, it will target the little sister and mow her down like it ain't no thing. So it helps to have a buddy watching your back, alleviating some of the pressure of protecting the little sister while she harvests Adam from the corpse. If you're worried that you're going to need Electrobolt in order to hack it, have no fear. Because you are a Big Daddy, you can just walk straight up to the turret and hack it like you would a security camera. And if you've been doing your research, any hack you do for the turrets will be an automatic success, so no worries there. However, if you haven't been doing your research and you have a crap ton of automatic hacking tools, like you should, use them. Use them. Utilize any and all resources you have when protecting the little sister. You will be able to recover them fairly easily before you encounter Fontaine. So, go nuts. Now, there are two good things about this section. And that is, for one thing, the little sister is immune to most of your weapons. Things like your trap bolts and proximity mines, she's fine. You know, the little sister can walk in front of a trap bolt, trigger it, and she comes out no worse for wear. Same thing with a proximity mine. She can step on it, and it won't blow up. Thank God. But weapons that deal fire damage, like Incinerate and Napalm, I can't say I wholly recommend you use that. You may have noticed that there are oil slicks on the floor that you can light on fire. I recommend you do not do this because a lot of the splicers in Proving Grounds are the rushdown types, like Spider and Thuggish splicers, that no matter what, if they're on fire, they will still come at you until their health bar drains. Now, you can mitigate this by utilizing a combat tonic, Human Inferno, but that may not work as well as you think it does, only because the distance between the oil slick and the little sister is very, very short. So you can imagine, on top of the damage that the Thuggish Splicer or Spider Splicer is already doing to the little sister, them being on fire, she's practically dead at that point. You may as well just reset if you don't want to deal with a dead little sister on your hands. Now, as far as I know, you're not really penalized if the little sister you're escorting just so happens to die. Oh sure, Tannenbaum will message you over the radio saying that to lose even one is a sin, which suggests that if you've been rescuing every little sister up to this point and one that you're escorting happens to die, it would immediately start you on the path to the bad ending. But as far as I know, this isn't the case. I've never been curious to see for myself if that is true. But if me losing a little sister doesn't start me on the path to the bad ending, then Tannenbaum is a fucking liar, and this whole level is bullshit. She's putting the little sisters in danger. I guess it's true, she never really did learn from her mistakes, so why am I even fucking listening to her at this point? Now, if a little sister does die, then all you have to do is just go to a nearby vent, whack it with your wrench, and you start from there. You don't have to start the level over again if a little sister dies. Thank Christ, because if that were the case, then this whole level would be terrible and an utter slog to go through. You already move at a snail's pace with the little sister yapping in your ear, constantly going, "Don't be a slowpoke, Mr. B! No time to waste!" Oh god, it gets annoying. But having said that, you're probably wondering, well, if there's no penalty, or no real penalty, for letting the little sister die, why are you making such a big deal out of protecting the little sister in Proving Grounds? Look, man, from the very start, I went out of my way to save every little sister I came across, and I'm not going to start neglecting my duties in protecting the little sister while she harvests Adam, even if Tannenbaum is being an utter asshole by doing this. Okay, and fuck you if you say that's more of a me problem than it is a problem with the game. Tannenbaum shouldn't be doing this to begin with. She should be a kind, loving, nurturing person to these little sisters after the hell she put them through. Fuck you, Tannenbaum. Fuck you and this whole city, and fuck you, Fontaine, for being an asshole. And even suggesting this idea in the first place. But we're just about done. Finally. That's also another problem with Proving Grounds, is that as you progress, the sections get a lot more tight, and there's very little room to breathe and set up your trap bolts and proximity mines. And right there you just saw a little sister walk through that trap bolt, no worse for wear. See, they're selectively indestructible. But, I mean, it makes sense. The more you progress in a level, the tougher it gets, but still, man. Anyway, get your electric gel ready because...
Oh yeah!
Oh no! Why did I think this was a good idea? Oh no! Please stop it! Oh god! I just wanted to offer you some Kool-Aid. Oh god, why? Ah, this was a bad idea. Ah, I'm dead. And so ends the final bouncer we'll be seeing for the rest of the game.
Better for the girls to be with you. Better with you than alone. Alone in the crawling darkness.
Yeah, because unlike you, I'm not putting them through bullshit obstacle courses, Tannenbaum. See, you didn't have to put the little sister through this. You're lucky she survived. Just by the skin of her teeth. I mean, not so much by the skin of her teeth. She still has a quarter of her health bar left, but still. You saw how much was drained by the time we got here. Because after you defeat that bouncer, that's it. The section's over. Now you're just waiting for the little sister to open up the doors for you.
Hurry, Mr. Bubbles.
That might be plenty for the working scrubs and the pencil pushers. But I need more. More! I want to splice till there ain't nothing left to splice with!
Fontaine's the type of guy that goes to an all-you-can-eat buffet and just eats the entire buffet by this point. Anyway, by diverging from the path, we can unlock that safe to find some ammo that we don't really need. After all, we're pretty full on different ammo types.
Fontaine is nearby. You are reaching close now.
Be sure to stock up on whatever you need, because after this point, it is a point of no return. We've got Gene Banks, Gatherer's Gardens, Ammo Bandito, Circus of Values, the whole nine. So whatever you need, be sure to stock up on it.
There. You must use the needle of the little sister to drain Fontaine of his atoms. It is the only way to defeat.
In a sec, Tannenbaum, I need to stock up on some stuff. Unfortunately, I'm fucking broke, so I can't really stock up on anything. Don't really switch around my plasmids or tonics just yet, because there's still a little bit we have to do before we encounter Fontaine.
What are you waiting for? Pick up the needle.
You know, you could just, like, toss it to me, and I'll
Fontaine
catch
waits
it.
above. There will be no going back from here. Make sure you are ready to face him before moving on.
So you know what that means. Clean up! For starters, we're gonna head back down to Proving Grounds by this U-Invent machine, invent some stuff, like some electric gel that we're gonna need, as well as a shit ton of armor-piercing rounds. I now have enough ammo to start my own war against the machines of Rapture. But all the way back in Proving Grounds, there was this secret area, the gift shop. Doesn't really contain a whole lot, except some pep bars and a Circus of Values machine if you need it. Kind of pointless, being honest. There's not much of a point to be in this room. It's not like there's a weapon upgrade station or a Gatherer's Garden or whatever, or even a hidden plasmid or tonic that you can use. It's just here, you know what I mean? It gives you cash, which is nice. And there's a security camera. Doesn't really detect me because I'm a big daddy. So, might as well put it out of its misery. After that, to the medical pavilion! I did miss 2 audio diaries. One, I am ashamed I missed this so early on, and the other one, kind of hard to spot. Back in the corpse that Steinman was stabbing to death, there was an audio diary. Now back to Neptune's Bounty, and speaking of corpses, there was another one. It's very easy to miss that one. And over at the Fighting McDonough's, there's an audio diary covered in blood. I'm not sure I want that one. Luckily, this guy was guarding it for me. You've done your job well, Henry, but now you must die. Oh, and I see you brought your friends, too. Well, they shall get whacked as well. Whack! Whack! Call me the Whack Goblin. Whack! I'm in the mood for some produce, but before we head over to the farmer's market, let's head over to Arcadia, get this safe, pick up some anti-personnel rounds, a first aid kit, and some money. I'm no longer broke, people. But back at the farmer's market, through this smuggler's door, there is an audio diary as well as some storage containers. Let's pick it up, and let's get drunk for a little bit. Certainly could use some wine. Who's in the mood for some art? I am. Way back in Olympus Heights, we killed Sander Cohen, and we got his key to his box. Let's see. Nothing we can immediately use. Well, that's depressing. And all the way back at Surprise, there was another audio diary, Fontaine's Army. He doesn't have much of an army now. Smoke this pipe, get some film, and there's one more safe right here by, or under the desk. Let's hack it. What do we get? It's more useful than Sander Cohen's box. But that is everything that I missed throughout my journey through Rapture. Next time in Bioshock, we'll be taking on Fontaine. See you guys then.
Now the eggs are in the scramble. We picked
picked up Timmy Yates right after midnight. Either Ryan will be taking down Fontaine, or Fontaine will be taking down Ryan. We'll be, interviewing poor Timmy neath Fontaine Fisheries. If you're up for entertainment, the code's 5380.
Fontaine knew our blokes were coming. We were done over. Them splicers come screaming out the woodwork, burping fire, spitting ice. Demons out of the Bible they were. I've never seen nothing like it. It wasn't a business he was building. It was an army. Mr. Ryan, I believe in rapture, but that doesn't mean we always win. Fontaine Futuristics is the biggest thing going in rapture. So let me be plain. When we arrest that tow rag Fontaine for his thieving and smuggling, we must make it clear that we won't touch his business interests. We sit on the council because these poor sods trust us, not because God gave us a chair.
I was at German prison camp, only 16 years old when I realized I have love for science. German doctor, he make experiment. Sometimes he makes scientific error. I tell him of this error, and this make him angry. But then he asks, how can a child know such a thing? I tell him sometimes I just know. He screams at me, then why tell me? Well, I said, if you are going to do such things, at least you should do them properly.
4-0 silk, and done.
The nose looks terrific, Dr. Steinman. Doctor?
You know, looking at it now, I didn't realize how much her face sags. Scalpel?
Excuse me?
Scalpel.
Doctor, she's not booked for a facelift.
Let's just come in here and...
Doctor, stop cutting. Doctor, stop cutting. Get me the chief of surgery. Get me the chief of surgery now!
Dr. Suchong, frankly, I'm shocked by your proposal. If we were to modify the structure of our commercial plasmid line as you propose, to have them make the user vulnerable to mental suggestion through pheromones, would we not be able to effectively control the actions of the citizens of Rapture? Free will is the cornerstone of this city. The thought of sacrificing it is abhorrent. However, we are indeed in a time of war. If Atlas and his bandits have their way, will they not turn us into slaves? And what will become of free will then? Desperate times call for desperate measures.